Continue to remain still in moments when answers do not come immediately. Silence is not emptiness. It is often the space where understanding is formed. In stillness, clarity emerges, priorities are refined, and the heart learns to listen beyond noise and distraction. Do not rush past these moments. Allow them to shape your discernment and steady your spirit. There will be seasons when you are called to wait, rather than act, to observe rather than speak, and to trust, rather than control. Waiting is not inactivity. It is an act of faith. In waiting, patience is strengthened, motives are purified, and timing is aligned with wisdom beyond your own. What is prepared in stillness is revealed with strength. Do not measure your life by speed or comparison. Growth is not a race, and purpose is not fulfilled through haste. What endures is built slowly, intentionally, and with care. Remain committed to steady progress, faithful obedience, and thoughtful action. The depth of your journey matters more than its pace. When you encounter moments of loneliness or isolation, do not assume you are abandoned. Solitude can be a place of renewal, where clarity is restored, and inner strength is rebuilt. In these moments, learn to find peace in presence rather than distraction, assurance in truth rather than approval, and confidence in guidance rather than validation. Let your life reflect consistency rather than impulse. Choose integrity when compromise seems easier. Choose kindness when indifference feels safer. Choose humility when pride offers recognition. These decisions, repeated over time, form a life that is stable, grounded, and resilient in the face of uncertainty. Remain aware of the power entrusted to you through influence, words, and example. You may not always see the impact of your actions, but they shape others more deeply than you realize. Act with care, speak with intention, and live with awareness, knowing that your life carries meaning beyond your immediate understanding. Do not allow past pain to define future expectation. Healing does not erase memory, but it restores freedom. What wounded you does not determine what will fulfill you. Carry wisdom forward, not fear. Let experience sharpen discernment without hardening the heart. When uncertainty arises, anchor yourself in what is unchanging. Circumstances shift, people change, and outcomes fluctuate, but truth remains steady. Return to it often. Let it guide decisions, steady emotions, and restore confidence when the path feels unclear. Remain willing to grow even when growth requires discomfort. Expansion often demands release of habits, assumptions, or attachments that no longer serve you. Trust that what is removed makes space for what is necessary. Growth aligned with purpose is never loss. It is preparation. Continue to act with faith even when results are unseen. Faith is not proven by visible success, but by consistent obedience and trust. What is planted in faith will emerge in time, strengthened by patience and perseverance. Carry peace with you into every situation. Peace is not the absence of difficulty, but the presence of trust. Let it govern your responses, guide your decisions, and shape your interactions. A steady spirit brings clarity where chaos seeks control. Above all, remember that your journey is known, your effort is seen, and your heart is understood. You are not walking blindly nor striving alone. Every faithful step you take is supported, guided, and sustained. Continue forward without fear. Walk with purpose. Live with intention. Love without reservation. Trust without hesitation. I am with you, guiding, strengthening, and sustaining you now and always, through every step, every season, and every unfolding chapter of your life. Continue with confidence even when the road ahead is not fully visible. You are not required to see every step in advance, only to take the next faithful one. Trust grows not from certainty, but from experience, from choosing to move forward despite incomplete understanding. Each step taken in faith strengthens discernment and confirms that you are being guided, even when the path curves unexpectedly. Do not underestimate the value of perseverance. Many abandon the journey not because they lack ability, but because they grow weary in the waiting. Endurance refines purpose. What you persist in with integrity becomes part of who you are. Stay committed, even when progress feels slow, because steady faithfulness outlasts temporary discouragement. When you are tempted to doubt your worth or question your calling, return to what is true rather than what is loud. External voices shift, opinions change, and circumstances fluctuate, but truth remains constant. Let it ground you. Let it remind you that your value is not earned through performance nor diminished by struggle. Allow your heart to remain soft, even in a world that often rewards hardness. Strength and gentleness are not opposites. They are companions. A soft heart paired with firm convictions allows you to act wisely without losing compassion. Protect this balance, for it preserves both clarity and humanity. There will be moments when you must choose between what is easy and what is right. The easy path may promise comfort, speed, or approval, but the right path builds peace, stability, and lasting fulfillment. Choose alignment over convenience. What is built rightly will endure. Let go of the need to be understood by everyone. Not all paths are meant to be explained, and not all decisions will be affirmed. Walk in integrity regardless of misunderstanding. Truth does not require universal agreement to remain true. When your strength feels insufficient, remember that reliance is not weakness. You were never meant to carry everything alone. Learn when to release, when to ask, and when to rest. Dependence on guidance beyond yourself brings clarity where effort alone cannot. Keep your focus forward, not backward. Reflection teaches, but dwelling delays. Take lessons from the past without allowing them to anchor you there. Growth requires motion. Move forward with wisdom gained, not fear retained. Let your life be marked by quiet consistency rather than dramatic declarations. Faithfulness expressed daily carries more weight than intention spoken. Once, show up, remain present. Do what is required with care and sincerity. Even when progress is invisible, trust that transformation is occurring. Roots grow before fruit appears. What is forming beneath the surface is preparing you for what will one day be evident. Do not rush this process. Depth takes time. Remain patient with others. As you are learning to be patient with yourself, growth unfolds differently for each person. Extend understanding rather than judgment. Grace fosters change more effectively than pressure ever could. As you continue, remember that purpose is not something you must chase. It is something you live into through faithfulness. Each step taken with integrity aligns you more closely with it. You are not behind. You are becoming. Walk onward with assurance. Let faith guide your steps, hope steady your heart, and wisdom shape your choices. You are supported, sustained, and guided every step of the way. Continue with steady resolve, understanding that consistency carries power even when results are not immediately visible. Life is shaped less by singular moments of intensity, and more by repeated choices made with intention. Each day you choose truth over convenience, patience over frustration, and faith over fear. You reinforce the direction of your life. These repeated decisions quietly but decisively shape who you become. There will be moments when your progress feels internal rather than external. Growth of the heart and mind often precedes visible change. Do not be discouraged by this unseen work. What is forming within you? Discernment, resilience, humility, and wisdom will sustain you long after circumstances shift. Internal strength is what allows external stability to endure. Remain attentive to alignment. When your actions reflect your values, peace follows even in difficulty. Misalignment breeds unrest, but integrity restores clarity. Regularly examine your intentions, not with judgment, but with honesty. Correction made early prevents regret later. Adjustment is not failure. It is wisdom in motion. Do not allow urgency to replace discernment. Not every opportunity is meant to be pursued, and not every open door leads to fulfillment. Learn to pause before acting. Thoughtful restraint often protects you from unnecessary struggle and preserves your energy for what truly matters. When fatigue sets in, resist the urge to abandon what is meaningful. Instead, rest without retreating. Renewal restores vision. Rest clarifies motive. After rest, return with focus rather than force. Sustainable faithfulness depends on rhythm, not exhaustion. Let your confidence be rooted in truth rather than outcome. Outcomes fluctuate, but truth remains. When your assurance depends solely on success, peace becomes fragile. When it rests on integrity and trust, stability remains even when circumstances are uncertain. Accept that not every chapter will feel rewarding while you are in it. Some seasons are formative rather than fulfilling. They teach endurance, humility, and trust. Their value becomes clear later when you realize they prepared you for responsibilities you could not have carried before. Remain teachable. Wisdom does not conclude. It deepens. Stay open to insight from experience, reflection, and correction. A teachable spirit prevents stagnation and allows growth to continue across every stage of life. Choose presence over distraction. Many miss clarity because their attention is divided. Be where you are. Give full attention to the moment, the task, the person before you. Presence sharpens perception and strengthens connection. Let gratitude accompany you, not as denial of difficulty, but as recognition of provision. Gratitude steadies the heart and reframes perspective. It reminds you that even in struggle, you are not without support, direction, or purpose. Do not rush transformation. What matures slowly tends to endure. Trust the pace of your development. You are not delayed. You are being prepared. What is built with patience stands with strength. Continue forward with calm determination. You do not need to prove, persuade, or perform. Simply remain faithful. Take the next step, then the next. Progress is rarely dramatic, but it is always meaningful when guided by truth. You are not lost. You are not late. You are not unseen. Continue with quiet assurance, trusting that your steadiness matters more than speed. The work unfolding within you is deliberate, not accidental. Even when you feel unchanged, progress is occurring beneath the surface. What is forming in patience will later stand in strength. Do not rush what is meant to mature. There will be moments when clarity seems distant and direction feels blurred. In these times, return to what is certain rather than what is urgent. Truth does not disappear when emotions fluctuate. Let it anchor you. When you remain grounded in what is true, the next step will reveal itself in time. Do not allow disappointment to harden your heart. Disappointment is a response to unmet expectation, not a verdict on your future. Adjust expectation without abandoning hope. What did not unfold as planned may be redirecting you towards something more aligned, more sustainable, and more purposeful. Learn to distinguish between pressure and calling. Pressure demands haste and breeds anxiety. Calling invites steadiness and produces peace. Even when the path is difficult, do not confuse noise with direction. What is meant for you will not require constant striving to maintain. Let your strength be expressed through restraint as much as action. Knowing when to wait, when to speak, and when to remain silent is wisdom refined through trust. Not every moment requires a response. Discernment often reveals itself in what you choose not to do. Remain faithful when motivation fades. Motivation fluctuates, but commitment sustains. Faithfulness Anchored in principle carries you through seasons when feeling alone is insufficient. What you honor consistently will shape your life, more than what you pursue passionately for a moment. Do not measure your progress against another's path. Comparison distorts perspective and undermines gratitude. Your journey is distinct, your pace intentional, your growth specific to what you are being prepared to carry. Remain focused on your own alignment rather than another's timeline. When you feel overlooked, remember that obscurity can be protection. Not every season is meant for visibility. Some seasons are designed for strengthening roots, refining intention, and clarifying direction. Visibility without foundation becomes burden rather than blessing. Allow peace to guide your decisions. Peace does not mean absence of challenge, but presence of alignment. When your choices reflect integrity and truth, peace follows even in difficulty. Let it serve as confirmation when words and opinions compete for influence. Stay committed to growth even when it requires letting go. Some attachments, habits, roles, or expectations must be released to make room for what is next. Trust that what you are asked to release is not taken to diminish you but to prepare you. Continue to choose kindness, especially when it costs you nothing. And when it costs you something, kindness expressed consistently shapes character and creates influence rooted in trust. It is never wasted, even when unacknowledged. When you encounter resistance, do not assume it signals failure. Resistance often appears when growth is occurring. Remain steady. Do not retreat from what is right simply because it is difficult. What challenges you today strengthens you for tomorrow. Hold hope firmly, not as wishful thinking, but as grounded trust. Hope sustains vision when circumstances obscure it. It reminds you that the present moment is not the final outcome. Keep walking. Keep choosing what aligns with truth. Keep taking faithful steps, even when they feel small. You are being guided with intention. You are being shaped with care. You are not walking alone. Continue with steady focus, allowing each step to be guided by intention rather than impulse. Life often invites haste, urging you to decide quickly, to move faster, to resolve uncertainty. Immediately, resist that pressure. What is meaningful unfolds with care. Deliberate movement preserves clarity and prevents regret. Trust that patience is not delaying your progress. It is refining it. There will be moments when you feel stretched between what you know and what you hope for. This tension is not a sign of weakness, but of growth. You are expanding beyond what once defined you. Allow that expansion to occur without fear. Growth requires space, time, and trust. What feels uncomfortable now is shaping capacity for what lies ahead. Do not lose heart when effort exceeds visible reward. Some of the most important work you will do is foundational and unseen. Strength, character, and wisdom are built quietly. They do not announce themselves, yet they support everything that follows. Remain faithful in the unseen work. It prepares you for what will one day be visible. Let discipline support your intentions. Motivation may inspire beginnings, but discipline sustains progress. Establish rhythms that align with your values, habits that reinforce clarity, integrity, and peace. These rhythms anchor you when circumstances fluctuate and emotions waver. Remain open to correction without becoming discouraged. Correction is not condemnation, it is guidance. Accept it with humility and discernment. What you are willing to adjust today will prevent unnecessary struggle tomorrow. Growth is accelerated when pride is released. When the path requires courage, do not wait for confidence to appear. Before moving forward, confidence often follows action, not the other way around. Take the step you know is right. Strength will meet you there. Guard your attention carefully. What you consistently focus on shapes your perspective. Choose inputs that strengthen your faith, sharpen your thinking, and encourage hope. Reduce what distracts, distorts, or drains. Clarity is preserved through intentional focus. Allow joy to exist alongside responsibility. Life is not meant to be endured only. It is also meant to be appreciated. Joy does not negate seriousness, it balances it. Make room for gratitude, rest, and moments of quiet satisfaction. These renew the spirit and sustain long-term faithfulness. Do not confuse silence with absence. Guidance is often present even when reassurance feels quiet. Trust does not depend on constant affirmation. It rests in relationship, consistency, and truth. Continue forward, even when reassurance feels subtle. Remain anchored when emotions fluctuate. Feelings are informative but not authoritative. Let them be acknowledged without allowing them to dictate direction. Stability comes from alignment with truth rather than reaction to emotion. As you move forward, remember that purpose is not a destination you arrive at, but a way of living you embody. Each faithful choice expresses purpose. Each act of integrity fulfills it. You are already walking in it step by step. Continue without fear. Continue without haste. Continue with trust. Your steps matter. Your journey is unfolding with intention. Remain faithful and continue. Continue with quiet endurance, allowing steadiness to carry you when momentum slows. Not every season will feel inspired, but every season holds value. Faithfulness is not proven only in moments of clarity and confidence, but in times when commitment must carry you forward. Remain steady. What you continue to nurture, even without immediate reward, is taking root. Do not be troubled when progress feels uneven. Growth rarely follows a straight line. Some steps feel strong, others hesitant, yet all contribute to forward movement. Do not measure effectiveness by emotional certainty. What matters is direction, not perfection. Stay aligned, and progress will continue, even if quietly. When decisions feel heavy, simplify your focus. Return to first principles. Act with integrity. Choose what builds peace, and remain consistent with truth. Complexity often clouds discernment, but clarity emerges when you return to what is foundational. Let simplicity guide you when choices feel overwhelming. Allow time to do its work. Maturity cannot be rushed, and wisdom cannot be forced. What develops slowly tends to endure. Trust the pace at which understanding is forming within you. You are not being withheld from progress, you are being prepared for it. Remain attentive to what strengthens you rather than what drains you. Energy invested wisely sustains vision. Learn to recognize what restores clarity and what erodes it. Choosing well is not always dramatic, but it is deeply consequential over time. When setbacks occur, respond with reflection rather than reaction. Ask what can be learned, what can be adjusted, and what must be released. Setbacks are not interruptions. They are instructors. Responding with humility transforms obstacles into insight. Do not allow disappointment to redefine expectation. Let it refine it. What did not materialize may not have been wrong, only mistimed or misaligned. Trust that redirection is often protection in disguise. Remain committed to growth, even when it requires restraint. Sometimes advancement means saying no, waiting longer, or choosing less visible paths. Discipline expressed through restraint is as powerful as action taken boldly. Let your words be measured and your actions consistent. Consistency builds trust in yourself and with others. Over time, reliability speaks louder than explanation. Let your life communicate through action rather than assertion. When doubt arises, do not attempt to eliminate it forcefully. Examine it calmly. Discern what is rooted in fear and what invites understanding. Doubt handled with honesty often deepens conviction, rather than weakens it. Keep cultivating inner alignment. When your thoughts, values, and actions move together, peace follows naturally. Misalignment creates unrest, but alignment restores focus and confidence. Regular reflection keeps you centered and responsive rather than reactive. Do not wait for conditions to be ideal before acting faithfully.
Idéal. Conditions rarely arrivent.
Act with what you have where you are with integrity. Faithfulness practiced in limitation builds readiness for abundance. Continue choosing patience over urgency, wisdom over impulse, and trust over control. These choices compound quietly, shaping a life that is grounded, resilient, and purposeful. You are moving forward, even when it does not feel dramatic. You are growing even when it is not visible. You are guided even when the way feels quiet. Continue with unwavering calm, allowing trust to steady you when certainty feels distant. You are not required to resolve every question immediately. Some understanding comes only through experience, through time, and through continued faithfulness. Let patience complete its work. What unfolds gradually often carries deeper meaning and lasting strength. Do not be discouraged when effort feels greater than reward. There are seasons when diligence must precede fulfillment. These seasons are not empty, they are formative. They refine motive, strengthen endurance, and clarify intention. What is being built now will support you later in ways you cannot yet anticipate. When weariness surfaces, acknowledge it without surrendering to it. Fatigue is a signal, not a verdict. Rest when needed, restore your focus, and then continue with renewed clarity. Persistence does not demand constant exertion. It requires commitment to return and proceed again. Remain grounded when praise is absent and criticism is present. Neither defines you. External affirmation is fleeting, and external judgment is incomplete. Let truth be your measure. When your actions align with integrity, you remain steady regardless of response. Do not underestimate the influence of quiet faithfulness. A life lived with consistency, humility, and sincerity speaks more powerfully than words. Influence rooted in character endures beyond circumstance and recognition. Allow your perspective to widen. What feels like delay may be alignment. What feels like loss may be refinement. What feels like uncertainty may be invitation. Remain open to reinterpretation. Growth often requires seeing familiar situations through wiser understanding. When responsibility increases, do not fear it. Responsibility entrusted is evidence of preparation, not burden. What you are asked to carry corresponds with the strength being formed within you. Trust that you are not asked without provision. Choose truth even when costs comfort. Temporary ease gained through compromise weakens the foundation you are building. What costs integrity eventually costs peace. What honors truth sustains. Remain attentive to the condition of your inner life. What you allow to dwell within you shapes how you respond outwardly. Cultivate reflection, gratitude, and clarity. Remove what fosters fear, resentment, or distraction. Inner order supports outer stability. Let time be an ally rather than an adversary. Time reveals, confirms, and strengthens what is genuine. What is rushed fractures. What is waited upon matures. Trust the process unfolding at its proper pace. Do not abandon hope when progress feels slow. Hope is not urgency. It is endurance with expectation. Sustains vision when momentum wanes. And reminds you that what is unfolding is meaningful, even if incomplete. Continue to walk attentively. Continue to choose alignment over impulse. Continue to act with patience and courage. You are not wandering. You are being formed. Continue with a settled heart, allowing assurance to replace the need for constant certainty. You are not meant to have every answer, only the willingness to remain faithful as understanding unfolds. Trust is built not through explanation, but through continued alignment with what is true. Each day you choose to walk forward with integrity. Trust deepens and clarity follows in its time. Do not let the quietness of progress deceive you. Much of what is meaningful grows without noise or recognition. Roots develop in silence before strength is visible above the surface. What is taking shape? Within you, discernment, restraint, wisdom, and resilience will one day support responsibilities you are not yet carrying. This season is not empty. It is preparatory. When the journey feels repetitive, remember that repetition forms mastery. Faithfulness practiced daily becomes stability. Stability becomes strength. Strength becomes the capacity to carry purpose with grace. Do not despise the repetition of doing what is right. What you repeat becomes who you are. Allow your expectations to mature. Early expectations often seek immediacy. Mature expectations value endurance. What lasts is rarely rushed. Adjusting expectation is not surrender. It is wisdom responding to growth. Let your vision remain hopeful, but let your posture remain patient. When you feel unseen, remember that visibility is not validation. Much of what matters most is formed beyond the reach of attention or applause. Obscurity is often protection, not neglect. It allows growth without pressure and development without distortion. Trust this covering. Remain disciplined in thought as well as action. What you entertain mentally shapes what you tolerate emotionally and express behaviorally. Choose thoughts that reinforce truth, steadiness, and purpose. Remove what feeds fear, resentment, or comparison. Mental discipline preserves emotional balance. Do not confuse stillness with stagnation. Stillness often precedes movement. It gathers strength, clarifies direction, and restores alignment. Honor seasons of stillness without anxiety. They are part of forward motion, not interruptions to it. When the way forward requires courage, act quietly and firmly. Courage does not always announce itself. Often it is expressed through calm persistence. Take the step that aligns with truth, even if it feels small. Small steps taken consistently move farther than large steps taken sporadically. Remain open to refinement. What served you once may need to be adjusted. For what comes next, growth requires both holding and releasing. Trust that what is asked of you is proportional to what is being developed. Within you, let peace govern your pace. When peace departs, examine alignment, not speed. Rushing often creates noise that mimics urgency but obscures direction. Move steadily, not anxiously. What is meant for you will not require panic to reach. Continue to choose patience over pressure, faith over fear, and alignment over approval. These choices may not always feel rewarding in the moment, but they build a life that remains steady when circumstances shift. You are progressing even when feels subtle. You are being shaped even when it feels slow. You are guided even when the way feels quiet. Continue walking. Continue trusting. Continue taking faithful steps.